Well, well, well. Well, if that wasn't a smooth transition, I don't know what is. I hope everyone's doing very, very well today. It is I, Pepe. We're back with the grand finals, and we're going to remove this stream starting soon. We're already here, and I'm going to call up my buddy Zerial.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Good evening, Zerial. How is it going?
It's not going, it's running, it's flying, it is in outer space.
Oh, hell yeah. I'd love to hear it, man.
It is. Yeah, I just saw the pic you have. The kind of starting pic with the logos.
Yeah, all credit goes to Yavils for that one.
Yeah, the synth wave, you know, this is Outrun in the arcade all over again, and I get to have a tie also. That's very kind of you, Yavils.
Yeah, man, it's good to have some spirit in the scene here. We're casting the grand finals of the TB4+1 tournament tonight. It's gonna be Suddendeath versus Blackbook. All right, how are you feeling about it?
You bet your ass that we're doing it. I'm feeling quite good. I've been thinking, you know, we as you, I hope haven't forgotten yet. We were at the LAN together this weekend, and we played a lot of Quake. And
Absolutely,
you know, we had Jave there close, too close almost. It's quite the experience. He gave us breakfast at 9, and then he said, now we're gonna play the four of us, meaning me, Pepe, and Jave, and Grisling against Blackbook until we don't have any energy to play anymore, and then we will play some more. So I think we had lunch at 11:30, right before midnight.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So very close to Jave, and it's interesting to see the excitement, the form. He seems to be scorching hot. The half Persian Armenian gentleman himself. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree. Like he's a great host. Like as in invites you to his home, sets up things for you. He's so kind and just like a real fun guy to be around. He always has like a positive attitude as well. So fun to be around. Not saying that you and Grisling don't, but I know Jave can be a hothead as well. Like myself, we have the same sort of tendency to increase volume. And when the situation calls for it, you might say.
Yeah, there was one particular phase of the LAN. I think it was the first maybe 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
Where me and Grisling were looking at each other as if, what are we gonna do? Because the sound levels were so high. And then after the 4th game or whatever it was, I was like, oh, I didn't realize that I had, something wrong with the headphones. So he was like screaming over himself because he couldn't hear his own voice.
He was screaming over his increased volume in his headphones to hear himself better, which really didn't inspire me to go to quiet down, because I was like, all right, I guess this is the tempo now.
Yeah.
It was a fun time, at least.
It was, and now we're here, and we got this matchup with. I think you can dig out a lot of history. Obviously, this is the oldest competitive first-person shooter in the world, so you can. But just look back at this year. Look back at the games at QH LAN.
Oh hell yeah!
And there's something to be said about that. Where I believe, well, obviously, Suddendeath came out the victor, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It was a strange run that we saw in the QH LAN tournament, especially because we did see Blackbook beat Suddendeath 3-0, and then we saw Suddendeath beat Blackbook 3-0, which is not really common. Like in the same day, they both had quite a convincing win. Like even if the maps might have been close, like a 3-0 is still impressive.
Yeah, there was. It's been a while now. It feels like yesterday, but also like 10 years ago.
I
in a way,
know.
And,
I know.
you know,
Oh my God, El Guapo in the chat? Holy. I've never seen him type anything in Twitch chat. That's insane.
Me neither. I've seen him fly, though. Seen him fly in and out of Mega at D1M2 in a way that you can't really shake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was great. LAN weekend aside, and like the hype for this match is not to be understated. Of course, it's going to be quite the finals again. I suppose. Do you have any pre-game predictions for us to share? Any stats that you've found in your dig?
Yeah, I've been between work and everything else, I've tried to prepare with as much stats as I can. The problem with stats is if you don't have the time to really validate them, they're a bit unreliable, and that makes me a tad cautious about sort of throwing them around. And someone might cry, someone might laugh, and then it turns out that it was all just bogus anyway. With great stats comes great responsibility, as Spider-Man's uncle told him. But I did find out that I try to look at a bit of an interesting stat, I think, myself, and that's like sort of the blowout versus closed games.
Right.
Because we talked about this during the LAN paper, that we were a bit underwhelmed at the semi.
Yeah.
We're so used to getting these super close games on the highest level, that when we had like these even games, most maps went even up until 14 or 15 minutes, where Suddendeath just seemed to have the better cardio and just outran Slackers. And I had a look at this. Let me see if I can find it. I don't have any juicy visualizations here, but I tried to look at, like, out of the games that Suddendeath played versus Book since QH-LAN, including QH-LAN, like how many of those were blowouts? And by blowout, it's 80 plus score difference at the end of the game. And how many of them were close, meaning it was less than 30, and 20% of them are less than 30.
Wow.
And so that it's pretty high. I mean, and if you look at Slackers versus Suddendeath, it's actually 40% of them are less than 30. That is crazy. I mean,
that is quite a lot.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of them.
Yeah. And then if you look at Book versus Slackers, it's 30%. Did I say 30 just now? I meant 38.
Oh, close to 40 then again, yeah.
Yeah. So I think we are kind of used to getting this super tight excitement games, and when it doesn't happen, I'll just get a little bit closer to the mic here, and maybe it'll be.
Yeah, I did increase your volume as well, and I might just turn down the music a little bit more. Thank you, chat, for helping me fix the volumes. I can't really listen in and set up everything in the start here, but we have found ourselves at a server right now. We're gonna jump over to where the players are and not miss out on the who picks first action, of course. It's gonna be as per usual. It's gonna be Jave, Milton, Wimpy, Step Cop, and Say playing. They're all in the field for Black Book, and they'll swap out some people on some maps, I suppose. And Reppy, Carapace, BPS, and Andy for Suddendeath. I'm not sure if we're gonna see Goblin today. I don't know if he's around. Doesn't look like it. Me.
Right. And I mean that the typical DM2 lineup for Book is going to be what you just said, basically.
Yeah,
I guess Step Cop is and I think this now we're gonna see Say jump in
exactly.
quite possibly, whereas Step will sit it out until the ULM2 is played.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's Say, it's Swim, it is Milton, and on DM3, I think it's pretty much the same. I guess Say and a Step could switch. But yeah,
there's
a
lot of variance here that we don't know the team's ins and outs, probably
Right.
how they decide the lineup. But usually Wimpy jumps out from E1M2 and one more map. I don't remember which one. But speaking about the results from previous games, like the group stage game that was Black Book versus Suddendeath was quite a convincing win for Black Book. They had 343 frags on DM2 versus Suddendeath's 109. Quite a lot, I would say. Of course, Suddendeath at that point were missing Reppy, and they have been missing Xantum for a while. He stepped out for post QH LAN, I suppose. And on Schloss, it was a 273 frags for Black Book and 186 for Suddendeath. Not as big of a difference, but still 80 plus, what we now categorize as a blowout, if you will.
Yeah.
And then E1M2 was 239 for Black Book and 204 for Suddendeath. So still not.
Yeah, and it is an important point that you're making, in the sense that we shouldn't underestimate the uphill kind of wind in your face climb it is to lose players constantly. And if you look at, you mentioned Santom, which is that's someone to lose, right? And we shouldn't forget that Exterm was part of the main roster also up until including QH LAN. He also left.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there's a lot of turbulence, and then Reppy came in. So
yeah,
it's a lot of turbulence there in Suddendeath, and not that much activity as always. Whereas with Book, if there's one thing you can count on, is that they will play. They will do that as much as you can on that level. So where do we go? I mean, you asked for predictions. I kind of go with the Bruce Lee approach here, and that's that the one that has thrown the most kicks is gonna kick the best, and that would mean giving it to BB.
Yeah, understood. Absolutely valid pick. They have the upper hand in the statistics from previous games. I will counter you, and I will say, yep, it's going to be a Suddendeath win. Just so we're on opposite ends here, and we can play favorites for a bit.
That's fair.
But we see that there has been a random. It was Suddendeath's first pick. It is gonna be DM3. It is interesting to see that first pick come out as DM3. I'm not surprised, but it is still interesting. It is a map that can really turn on your head quite fast, as we've seen in certain situations where there's an ability to sneak weapons around and take over red, take over a quad, for example, or steal a pent and turn the game around from there if you're very good at it. But not to say that the defending team will also have strong players that know how to hide, know how to avoid an enemy pent. So it is not a guarantee to take over the game just because you get the pent on this one. It's more the strategic route.
And just this, one of the weirdest anecdotes I will have when it comes to hiding on DM3. I was benchmarking one of my machines 6 months ago or so, and I had this DM3 demo where you play it, as fast as you can. Basically, you max out your frames per second. And I had this demo where it was a mix game. And it always took Oddjob's point of view and I didn't change it. I mean, it should be the way it is for consistency and benchmarks. And the first time I ran it, I was doing something else, and then I stopped to look at the computer, and I was, oh shit, there's something wrong, because the benchmark has frozen. But it turned out that it was just Oddjob waiting in the red tunnel with LG, biding his time, you know. So in spite of the fact that the demo was like 2,000 frames per second, he was standing still for a long time. and that is what DM3 is about, like you rightly said here. You have the patience, you have some luck, and you can pop up out of nowhere unexpectedly.
Absolutely. I believe there's a great argument to contain that map design in that way. If you're thinking about making new maps for 4 and 4, you don't have to be afraid to include spaces where you can actually avoid enemies. In that sense. Now, I'm not going to be talking about maps again, like everybody's so happy to discuss maps left and right, up and down, all the time. But I know that there are some map workers, some map makers in work for the 30th anniversary and making some TDM and dual maps, specifically for Quakeworld. So if you're interested in that whole thing, there's a specific Discord for mapping where we gather some playtesters and we gather the mappers that are making maps, and they might need your service now that the season is starting to calm down. We're down to the last few games in the tournament circuit. If you're interested, throw me a shout out on Discord and I can invite you there and you can be part of the playtesting. We might have some fun during the summer. And if those guys that are making the maps want to show up and watch this VOD or the stream, first of all, welcome. But there are arguments to like what are good elements and what are like less good elements of maps. And I think the strategic choice you can give players in a sort of, I can avoid people here, I can hide here, using water as an element of hiding, for example, is a choice, or using dead ends in that manner, where you can just hide a slightly less interesting item like an SMG or an SSG or a GA, for example. I'm bringing that up because I know that they're working, and I know that they're probably working hard, and they might need some input. So here's also a shout out for everyone who are not tired of Quake after the Big 4+1 has ended. There might be some activity to look forward to, some playtesting of new maps, and all that fun goodness that might happen during the summer. Also, shout out to a Coiny running a pickup tournament for some of our Division 2 or 3, can't remember which one it is, players.
Yeah, you can't give enough shout-outs and creds to our digital BSP carpenters that,
all the map makers. Stream? Hell yeah, man. Good to see you.
Ooh, there he is. There he is himself.
We were just talking about you, man. All good words, of course.
Letting those agents do the heavy lifting, coming in to see the finals.
Hell yeah. All right, thanks everyone for showing up for the stream. I really hope we're going ready soon. I guess Black Book are in the middle of some tactics talk here.
I got some trivia in the meantime.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, so on the top, if I continue with the topic we discussed earlier, for those of you who joined late, it was the topic of frag difference. And my question now is, in Division 1, now this is not necessarily exclusive to TV4 Season 2. Oh, I know that's the final of which the game we're streaming here, but to get like some more games, I'm looking at the data, including QHLAN and up until now. Which matchup of the Division, I think it's Division 1 clans, have the most games with the smallest frag difference, so the most closest game.
Which team in Division 1?
Yeah, which matchup? Like, this is two teams that all play evenly a lot of the time.
I mean, it has to be TSQ Axeman, no? Am I wrong?
I mean,
am I far off?
I was gonna give the people in the chat a chance here. And,
well, they can guess too. That's just my
guess. I'm not saying if you're right or wrong. I'd like to see some answers in the chat. I will say that that's not a bad guess, Pepe.
All right.
All
Everyone,
right.
put your guesses down during the countdown. We'll reveal it later. What this...
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we got some good guesses. Polonus versus HX is a good one. Mazer,
I'll
of
give
course,
you the
trolling.
answer after the map here.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the runner-up and so on in between
Hell
each
yeah.
map to keep this exciting.
We're ready for map 1. It's going to be DM3, Suddendeath's pick. Here we go. Grand finals beginning right now. Wimpy. Great start with the RL. Milton getting the pent. That's 2 really good pickups. And Say with the quad dies immediately. So that power-up is gone. Andy getting the LG, trying to escape the pent here. And Carapace with the assist to help Andy get a safe passage over to the red. I think Andy just might make it all the way over there. Let's check in, because we probably will see Milton pick up the RL here, and then we're gonna jump straight on over to Andy. Yes, he gets the red, of course. That's a good pickup right there. Wimpy still has the rocket launcher as well. That is impressive. Let's check in on him too. Sorry, there he is. Over quad. Pretty early for it. That's good. Good setup for the team.
Yeah, it is. He's guarding the red entrance here. Does have rockets to spare.
Can't be too
Waits
short
a
here.
bit.
Andy's on the other side, gets the LG, good kill. And will he get the quad? Yes, he will, absolutely. He has a pack right there for his teammates as well. Good work by Andy on the LG. Now look at the weapon statistics here. Oh no! Carapace was just telefragged. He lost his RL, and they both lost both RLs, and they only have Andy left now with the LG and the quad. We're gonna jump on over to Milton here, marching in onto red. Quad ignored. Quad destroyed. Great work by Milton and the Black Book team right here. Guaranteeing themselves a pretty good start now. They've kept the 2 RLs alive for such a long time.
Yeah, and interestingly, Milton seems to opt out of the first quad. Perhaps relying on Wim to take it himself. But yeah, as you said, Andy goes in there and steals it. And somehow Milton comes out on top in the end. Anyway.
And again, we see Milton stacked 200-200, gets served a rocket to the face right there by what I think was Carapace, actually. Wimpy with the quad pick.
It was Reppy, I believe.
Oh, it was Reppy. Oh, okay. My bad. And Reppy will go down. No pack dropped. Carapace, solo RL for Suddendeath right now. Wimpy now with the quad, pushing into low. Over here, low bridge. Not an LG in sight. He is safe. He can guarantee a rocket for his team right here. This is good play by Blackbook.
And this is something that you won't see. I mean, you'll see it in the lower divisions, but it will be so that the person with the weapon or quad that goes in gets discharged, or they don't go in at all. But these guys have they have nailed down the existing occurrence of LGs on the map, so they feel confident to walk into water, no problem.
I'm laughing because Wimpy just took the Mega, could have easily given it to Save, who had just 100 HP. Rocket jumps up to window, dies for it, leaves a pack, and now Andy, again with the LG and the quad pickup. Yalbe with the snipe shot! Holy!
Yeah, it's not so often you see someone rocket jump like that unless they have pent.
Now, he was hurrying for the quad, of course, which is fair.
Yeah.
But he also did not expect an enemy to be standing there with an LG to take him down, drop a pack to that guy, and then lose the quad. It is a crazy turn of events here, because right now, Suddendeath just completely flipped the script here on Blackbook. They had 2 strong weapons, and they lost both of them. BPS now holding in the yellow for his teammates to come and show up. Oh my god, that was so close. He got terribly fried.
Yeah.
Holding a pack.
Yeah,
here.
it's this is the type of situation you really don't want to find yourself in when you have one of these super veterans getting to kind of comfortably settle at yellow. You do not want that to happen early.
Yeah, Milton was ready to jump in on that quad as well with the LG. He had quite the stack, but he opted to not go there. And Carapace now navigating around SNG, picking up a Mega with the quad here. Milton and Say, LG in hand, both of them. And one enemy found. They recognize Milton as an SMG with the LG right here. That's going to be Say and eliminated. And what a pack Carapace was served right here.
Yeah, it says.
Oh my, Carapace was so close to dying as well.
Yeah, that is interesting to see. He was stacked, of course, but still.
Strong attack. Unfortunate for Black Book. Milton couldn't really finish the job. 6 frags apart, just as Pent is about to spawn. Carapace is early. There you go. Finds a teammate up and lifts. That's a teammate as well in the water. And they have guaranteed themselves.
This.
Wow.
That is how you lock down Pent on DM3, my friends. There was like one at every opening. Not gonna make a disgusting metaphor here, but yeah, really professional.
It is a solid play here by Suddendeath, holding the quad for Reppy, so the quad is now even delayed, and he is certain of his capabilities to take over right here. We see VPS goes down, a weapon not dropped though. So 2 LG still for Black Book. They really have to try and figure out a way to get towards this next quad. Listening in, see if they can find out when the quad is over. They will have the information now because Melton was down below. Reppy still on red here. A bit harassed.
I know I said I wasn't going to make any disgusting metaphors just now, but this is one of those rare occasions where we do get to see some of that scarce Dutch on Dutch in Quakeworld.
Oh, what? Wimpy with an LG kill and he bores away a pack. What? What is happening right now? Milton gets the quad completely unthreatened. Reppy didn't have a shot. And all the weapons are basically gone now for Suddendeath. No, wait. They stole another LG. And Milton's cleaning up.
Yeah, and the fact that he doesn't just turn and run towards the health at SNG, just mind-boggling. That he stays for one more shot and then takes them out.
I don't understand. Like, where's the risk assessment in Milton? I would have dipped out ages ago.
And when you play against him, you will find this happening all the time. Like this, even this weekend when we played versus them on Schloss, I had quad.
Yeah.
And he didn't. And we had an engagement, and then he fell back, and then I turned my back, and then he rocket jumps at me and kills me. I'm like, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to run away from me. In this
Be afraid.
And of course I
afraid.
Yeah.
What a great pickup there by Say. He almost gets the kill onto Carapace as well, who had an LG. Now, Carapace with an LG. Reppy at yellow with a rocket. Might run into Say here, but no, he won't. He'll get eliminated. Say, that is. Reppy still alive. Oh, not for long. He gets taken out, though. No, sorry, that was the wrong person. Sorry, Milton just went down. No weapons left for Black Book, except for Wimpy with an LG and lifts. Not the super strong stack that you want against a 2RLs in Suddendeath. 3 now, even.
Yeah.
It is moving hella fast here. Wimpy's over SNG, goes down, so all weapons gone right now for Black Book. Suddendeath are taking over. They have the 2 frag lead here at the 8-minute mark. It is crazy how fast this map has turned around so many times right now.
Right. And, you know, normally that's not typically like what DM3 is known for. It's not the map that's known for, you know, turning on 180 degrees just like that. It's just a slow map. And you know, establishing control and getting a big lead typically takes some time. You know, it takes 5-10 minutes or something like that.
That's a great
when you
by Carapace here to hold down the rocket for Andy, who's coming over, jumping in. And Milton eliminated, and that's a pack generated. He must have known.
Nice.
It's the Wild West right here. People are slinging guns back and forth.
Yeah, but I was just going to make the point to come back to what you said earlier about risk assessment, and then you interrupted me by making the point for me.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, but there you go. You see it. You're constantly on the edge of trying to wreck your opponent, and you're full of confidence, as you can see here.
Oh, absolutely. Say had the confidence to go over to SNG there, gets taken out by a fresh spawn, of course. Like, that's usually what happens. And Andy Right now, super stacked, possible to help out his teammates before the next rocket, before the next pen comes up even. And Reppy over at red, of course, safing up the whole area right there. Now, there's one guy they need to worry about. It is Milton. He's over at lifts. Let's see if we can find his POV right here. You see him just lurking around the lifts right now. He's super safe. Andy, no armor left. He's out here at Pent already. And
yeah,
what's going to happen?
The guys wear them down, you know.
He's
waiting for the
on the prowl here.
Waiting for
he
them.
gets
And there you go.
Steal. And of course he does. It is magnificent because they had to leave Reppy out of it. I don't know if he went down there before that. But it is crazy. All the weapons now gone for Suddendeath. Wiped from the map. And Black Book are only 15 frags or so behind. Easy to catch up right now with what they have. Two teammates very nearly dodging the quadded rocket from Milton right there to pick up the third RL for their team. I don't understand how they all survived that.
Yeah, we're down to 14 frag lead, which is nothing at this point.
Oh, it is
this
so
game
close.
is still very, very open. And let's see now what BPS is able to do with that LG lurking around in mid, and how BB can sort of make the investment worth of these 3 rocket launchers that they have.
Let's see, we got the BPS POV right here, sneaking up into red here. Can he take out an enemy RL? There's Wimpy up there, no armor in hand. And BPS takes him out. The auto track moves over to Say, and of course, not for a long time will Suddendeath survive in this red room. Say with the quad and the rocket. Just cleaning up, really.
Yeah. And Milton is holding down yellow on his own here on the other side of the map.
And a cheeky rocket, 2 of them cheeky rockets by Reppy to shoot at a quad with no armor and half HP left. I don't get it. Why is he there? He's just being a nuisance right now. Eventually goes down.
That is what he does. I feel like unexpected rockets, and then just the only thing you see is half of his back, you know, and then he's gone.
Yeah, he has that sort of super. I've played duels versus Reppy a couple of times, and it is always fascinating to me how well he hits rocket launcher shots. Like, they always stick on, like, almost at direct hits. Super impressive RL aim on that guy.
Yeah, I think you're onto something, because, you know, when you play one-on-one on most maps, especially on the highest level, it's such a long game and so many skirmishes where no one dies. So you're kind of used to the idea of, I'm gonna put a dent in your face. I won't kill you. Won't be able to, because you're gonna run away. But I'll slow you down, and then I will take you the next time.
Take the space, take the resources, and eliminate a bunch of the other guy's stack, just to get the upper hand for the next big fight that's coming up, basically. And look at this, 4 rockets now for Black Book. Yave with the last quadrant has an LG in hand, ready to pick up the next one as well. There's no way Reppy can approach from window here and actually steal that quad. They are so heavily guarding this space. And Yave right now,
is he gonna check Pant? Because Thunder's there. Oof. Yeah, nice.
Beautiful kill onto Andy with the LG there. It is looking pretty grim right now. They're behind by 25 frags. Suddendeath really need to find some ground to stand on here, but 4 weapons to 1. It is not easy to come back from here. They're all forced up into the water area. It was a good shot by Reppy, I think, hitting Yave in the side there. We're going to explore a bit what's going on here. We got Reppy in the water with BPS. They have 3 weapons right now. There's a Mega. Was that a direct hit? Did he hit?
I think so.
Yeah, he did.
And he has no business being there at that health.
Oh shit, I want to see that again, but Pent minute, so we're about a minute away from Pent and just 5 seconds away from the next quad. And there are weapons right now for Suddendeath, but are they able to push towards the quad? I doubt it. Look at that great shot from BPS, denying Yave any entry. Backing away slowly and hitting rockets. And what a great shot by Yave right there, taking out Carapace.
Very good.
With ease.
Yeah, you had enough of those mosquito stings. Eventually, he's just gonna say, "Hey, stop that."
Oh my god, the packs generated here by Yave for his teammate there in the water. And they're guaranteeing themselves an easy pen pickup here at minute 15, extending the lead even further. Look at that, Andy trying with the LG to help out, push away Yave from the pen. Yave down to 35 HP. BPS over at yellow. Can he make it out here and get out alive? He cannot. Milton with a pen pickup.
Yeah, very good cleanup by Yave there. Might not look, I mean, it did look kind of great also. Basically cleaned out all the weapons well in time for pen, so.
And just in time for the rocket here as well. They are denying so many resources right now from Suddendeath. It's impressive to see this sort of thing happen. They work so well as a team. They're really taking up a lot of space here. Yave goes down, unfortunately, but he had a really good run with the weapons that he had, and there shouldn't be any problem for his teammates to help him get another stack here. Look at that, Carapace out of pen, hitting some cells into the feet of Milton. And BPS with the next attempt. Holy shit, what a great attempt. Took him down to 33 HP.
You could take note of how Milton approached the ledge or the window there. He knew where he was going to shoot before even looking out the window.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my.
Yeah. This is now looking very grim. And I'm not sorry to say it, but it seems to be eerily similar to what we saw Suddendeath do versus Slackers in the semi, where it's very even until right about 15 minutes, and then one team just served.
It was a solid attempt by Andy to try and steal the quad there. Couldn't really get the hit to push Wimpy away from the quad, so the quad was picked up, and the next rocket would eliminate Andy. And look at that, packs galore generated left and right over here at yellow. No shot for Suddendeath to claim that pack. Oh my god, the frags are just raining in for Wimpy with the quad here.
Yeah.
There's not much you can say about this. It has been a solid 6 minutes at least of Black Book being in control. Maybe not 6, maybe more 5, I believe.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Really good control, and they are 90 frags ahead almost.
And you know, 100 plus on DM3, that's a blowout.
Oh, absolutely. Do not deny it. Reppy in the water at Pent with an RL. Say with the quad here. Can he find Reppy? He's out at Pent. He's hiding. Finds Carapace right there in SNG. Holy, the great LG from Carapace being tossed around by the quadded LG of Say. Great shot from the lifts there. How? He almost took out Say. They had a really good. I mean, he's bright blue shining, so of course not strange that they can figure out where he is, but still impressive to get all that damage done onto the enemy quad. Down to 2 weapons right now. They have Milton and Wimpy with RLs left. All the other weapons are gone. No LGs on the field right now, and that means it's going to be a pretty easy quad pickup here for Black Book. They even picked up a fresh RL. But BPS, will he try and challenge it? He doesn't have time. He's already yellow. No shot. Yave will take the quad with the boomstick. And a buckshot, and he's going to get discharged by Rippy.
Ouch.
Milton hurries over to yellow, try and help out his fellow teammates to get more resources and deny, most importantly, deny all the resources for Suddendeath to even have a chance of coming back right here. We're down like a minute down, but still, they are denying everything.
Yeah, and at some point here you start to wonder what happens now when Suddendeath picks DM3 confidently, I would say.
Absolutely.
And they lose that one, and then now it's
a great grenade there by Carapace.
Yeah.
It's those
You love
small
I mean, those
victories,
kills
right?
are so, yeah, that's feels so good to kill someone with the grenade launcher. It doesn't matter where it is, but when you do it from below to the low bridge to high bridge, yeah, that is
And a
quite the feat.
massive explosion over a quad. Yave went down. BPS rocket jumps twice to deny, and they get a pack. And there you see Wimpy go down. Suddendeath finally getting some ground, but it's a couple of minutes too late, man.
Okay. So I promised that I would reveal the answer to the trivia that we started here before the first game. And I'm going to do it a little bit differently. So I'll rephrase the question, or actually ask another question. Let's start from top 3 of the Division 1 clans in TB4 Season 2. Which is the matchup among those clans that have the most closest games? And now I'm asking for top 3, the third matchup with the most closest games.
Oh, that is hard. That could be like Slacker's Suddendeath, I think. I think they've had a pretty good run of close games, but they've had a lot of games that weren't so close too.
Yeah. Anybody in the chat care to guess also? Please, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I might throw out another guess, and it could also be something like, someone said Polones versus, who's that in chat? Someone said Polones versus HX. Yeah, that was Splash. Yeah, I think that's a good bet for the third one. Now you gotta really reveal it, man. I'm getting stressed here.
Yeah. So I'll stick to my word this time around, and I'll give you the third closest matchup from Prax officials the beginning of this year up until now.
Yeah.
And it is Axe versus TSQ.
It is
25 games played, and the average margin is no less than 58 Prax. Wow. That is nothing if you consider 25 games.
Yeah.
You could make the case that they are number 1 because they have so many games played with that low of a diff.
Yeah.
But I'm going strictly on like the average margin now, so. Yeah, and you've been in many of those, Pepe, and you nailed it kind of straight off the bat when I asked.
Pretty cool.
You must really hate the Norwegians.
Shout out to our brothers in the West.
Right. I was a little bit disappointed, but what can I say? I mean, we feel the same way.
All right, next map is picked. It is Black Book's pick, and it's gonna be Schloss. Now, this map, we already mentioned it, actually. We already mentioned it. Reppy has a sick RL, and this map is pure RL skills, basically. But Milton is the sneaky one. We saw the pen steal he did on DM3 there. So I don't know. This game feels like it could go either way, really. I mean, Black Book's our favorite on a lot of maps, of course. But I'm still eager to see if Suddendeath can pull together a solid Schloss play here.
Yeah.
No, TCO, you're the little brothers.
Yeah, TCO in his bubble. But it's DM2. Sorry, Schloss is probably one of Book's best maps.
Yeah,
like where they have the most consistent performance, and they're very like the team play. I feel like they have the times when I played with them and also when I played against them, they are disgustingly good at not wasting any time, right? So if they have like one of the rockets locked under control, it's like fucking breaking the law at Black Book, then not to go to tower to take that one, or destroy your enemy's ability to do it, even though it's not yours. You should go contest it if the timings of the weapons are not at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you're like 10 HP or something, then maybe you would be forgiven for not doing so. And this is the jump that you will see them do all the time, that BPS is showcasing.
Yeah, the quad high over to tower rocket jump is such a healthy trick to utilize.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm eager to see what happens in the start here, because usually starts on Schloss can be wild. Like, pents are... I mean, someone's guaranteed a pent, but there's also the risk of another team getting both the RLs, and that can be just as annoying if you're just camping out to get 3 while the other team only has the 1. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm gonna open myself a can of an alcoholic beverage here.
Right.
You're welcome.
I was like, why is he gonna open up a can of worms on himself here? I don't understand why.
A can of whoop ass.
Yeah, only on himself.
On myself, yeah.
I don't think I really did a good job here in the last game. So
yeah, I'm pulling out the chains to whip myself because we lost to Polonez.
Yeah, like Silas in what's the name? Dan Brown's filmatization. You know, that albino who just whips himself in front of the cross, kneeled. I can see you doing that, but with the Quake symbol on the wall instead.
Which movie are you talking about now?
What's it called? The Da Vinci Code, right?
Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah, Silas, I think is his name.
Yeah,
He's a British actor.
It is funny because you said Silas, and I was like, oh, you mean the guy that hurts himself in in League of Legends?
Oh yeah, right.
Because his name is also Silas.
Right. I guess it has to be some kind of probably some weird
nod
figure from the past.
Yeah,
maybe. Who does that?
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. But I you know, Klaus is a strange place. I feel like the relationship I have with this map is the relationship you have with alcohol in a way. You know, when you're a kid, you hate it because it tastes like shit, objectively. But when you drink it, you know, eventually you'll acquire a taste.
Exactly.
You won't want to be without it, and that's how I feel about Schloss. It took some time.
Yeah, and after a while, if you're from Vingåker, it'll taste like mother's milk.
Yeah, for some reason.
First time chatter, Doper Gamer. Why Swedes love Quake so much? I don't know, man. I don't know. Why do we love Quake so much?
I think you know, there's a lesson in history to be held here, which we probably don't have time with. But I could maybe not Quake specifically, but the reason why so many Swedes are sort of gamers or
because of the whole
makers of music, it's one part is climate.
Yep.
And the other part is like infrastructure and state subvention of what you call it.
Government grants for the home PC.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In the 90s. All right.
We're jumping into the next map. It's going to be Schloss. Get excited, everyone. Here we go. Start quad possibly for BPS, Milton with an RL, and Carapace with a pent. So 2 RLs now for... This is exactly what I said. Do you remember what I said before the game even began? 2 RLs might go to the team that didn't get the pent. That's what happens, and Carapace will guarantee himself a tower pickup here. Ignoring the red.
Yeah. I guess, you know, it is possible that they would disturb and actually steal his tower here, but most likely not. No, it's not happening now. No one is contesting him at all. And there we have Milton.
Oh, he's taking the fight. He is taking the fight. I really fear battles with Milton over at that telly trick over to tower. But not Carapace. He's built of stronger material than I am. Oh, look at that! Yave with the grenades! And Carapace sneaks out with 7 HP over to red. Probably wants to try transfer here. Say now with the quad goes down to a teammate. Oh my. 2 RLs now for Blackbeard.
Put an end to Say there.
Unfortunate for Black Book, but they still have 2 rockets left to fight with. And Reppy's the solo one over here for Suddendeath, trying to get a yellow over a tower. Might be able to get back to the red and guarantee it for themselves, because Milton is really low inside red right now. Or will he just ignore it? He guarantees his teammate a tower RL, so Andy now also has a rocket. Good shots coming out. Look at that fight over at red. It's going to be a pack generated as well. Suddendeath right now having the upper hand in stacks. But Say is not
was
one
very
to be
well
left out of the
coordinated.
equation.
Very, like taking over red, like using detailed and fine incision there. I forgot it was Quake there for a while.
That was absolutely insanity. Say was left alone to pick up the quad. Suddendeath having all those weapons. And look at what Say finds over at red. Oh, he skedaddles out of there. 12 HP left. Absolutely
He
surprised.
did an El Guapo there. Just flew in and then just, nah, man. Not gonna stay around.
Good shot by Say. Three weapons per team right here. We're really playing it careful after such attacks. Reppy getting a shot. 2 shots. It's 2v1. And he loses that one. Didn't really get to destroy Yabe on the way there. But look at that. Say with another follow-up rocket onto Carapace. Won't go down. And he'll be safe over at red right now. Andy with the support. Carapace barely alive here. Choosing to go back in. Quad eliminated easily by Say. Good deny by BPS. And hi, Rio. No, I can't increase the FOV. And I will not do so. But thanks for the usual Sasa comment.
Oh,
Andy.
you never been done in spectator mode, as far as I can remember.
Oh, the fight here that breaks out. Wimpy doesn't go down. Manages to survive and escape. So does Andy. But barely. 13 HP left on him. Holy. Oh no! Oh, dropping a pack over a tower like that. Reppy solo rocket now for Suddendeath. And the last rocket just died over at Black Book 1 minute before Pent.
Yeah, of course it hurts to drop a rocket to your enemy, and it hurts even more to do it in a final.
Oh no!
Oh no, Yave drops one as I'm talking about it.
That timing is impeccable. That is insane.
Yeah, that is insane. What I was gonna say is that dropping it to an enemy in a final sucks, but doing it on Schloss versus doing it on DM3 are 2 very different things. You will drop it to your enemies on this map. It's impossible to
Oh yeah, for sure.
do it. I'm not saying do it, but
Not on purpose.
right.
Try to avoid us as much as possible. Right? Pent is coming up. We got Carapace and BPS right now with rockets from Suddendeath. Say solo rocket for Black Book, and he is being spammed down over a tower. Is it time to jump down, maybe? Maybe.
It is.
Will there be a Pent? What? Black Book steals the Pent? You've gotta be kidding me.
I saw him pine, frenetically before Pent spawn, and I was like, oh my god, he's gonna get Pent with pineapple only, and then I realized he had the rocket launcher, but he was pining on purpose.
Yeah.
That is an asshole move.
But I gotta say, I'm surprised because BPS and Carapace had rockets for such a long time before that Pent, and they chose not to drop down until the last seconds, when there was already pines everywhere.
Yeah.
Walking straight into the trap of Wimpy and his buddies.
Yeah, it was bagpipe move. And maybe they didn't think he had a rocket because he was just pining, and then they underestimated him, and then they waited. I don't know.
I mean, either
It's
almost a stolen quad there by BPS. Yabe gonna get the pickup. Oh, that's a pack drop. Delivered over to Carapace, but he will fall immediately. So 4 rockets now for Blackbook and 0 in the hands of Suddendeath.
I feel like I have experienced like trying that, like talking about different pen tactics, and the team is like, so we gotta have control of, you know, yellow high and keep them away, and not everyone should go down, and then something like this happens in the game, and you know, you sway your tactic entirely. Everybody has to be inside of Pent, you know, and then it goes back and forth like that. And some jerks like you and me ask, what is the optimal way of holding down Pent? And there is only one optimal way, children, and that is to be there on time. And then exactly where you are, I don't know.
Well, you know, it's one of those if God wills it sort of situations. Sometimes it feels like 2 grenade launchers for Suddendeath before a quad here. Carapace on top of it. Wimpy above with Milton with the quad pickup. Oh, this might be rough if you're Suddendeath at this point. So, what is all of Blackbook doing over Cathedral right now? Holy, they don't have red. They didn't get tower. And all of Suddendeath is over at tower and none at red. I think both teams sort of confused the other team's stack here. Because if you're Blackbook at that point, you are... Oh, shit, good grenades.
That was efficient. Very efficient by Andy. Just here are 2 of these, I'm out. And then Milton was staggered. Did you notice? He just stopped for a moment. And it was like, what just happened?
My God. That was... Yeah, he just stopped dead in his tracks and was like, what the hell? What happened?
Almost like Andy was throwing bananas at him, and Milton had to, you know, catch them. Like, what's this? And then he just... What happened?
Oh no! BPS backstabbed by a quad! Should have known there was an enemy quad around, and that's a pack generated.
Some of that Dutch on Dutch right there for you, Wim.
Oh man.
Shooting back. There's the Flying Dutchman, then there's the Trying Dutchman. But right now, he's not only trying, he's succeeding.
Hell yeah. Alright, well, I was gonna say earlier, possible that Suddendeath were confused about the stack of Blackbook because they did sneak a red and they didn't hold it down with the rocket that they had and possibly one more guy. And Blackbook were all over Cathedral being like, why are we all here? And they immediately turned around and went towards tower with 2 RLs. And they did get kills. And they did get a quad. And look at this, Andy with the attack, not going to succeed versus both Wimpy and Milton. That's too strong of an enemy to face.
And we did just reach 100 viewers here shortly before we went down to 96 again.
Oh, wow. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Big day for
Quakeworld. Come back. Yep. Yeah.
This is the return of the greatest FPS that ever was.
That ever will be.
Exactly.
All right. Back at 100. There we go.
In a magical way, it's turned around yet again. Yave now. What? Yave just killed BPS over at red? Gets another kill, and so I was gonna say Suddendeath had 2 rockets and a lot of space to work with, and Yave just pulls that move. Rocket jumps up to the red, kills BPS, and it's time for Pent. And this time, maybe Suddendeath have learned their lesson. They have Reppy over Pent, but he's so weak he will not survive. Yave gets the pickup. Pent with 43 HP, absolutely fine. Easy quad pickup.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a place that very patiently and well. You know, there's no need to walk into the meat grinder early if you can wait a bit and maybe catch a break, and that's what he did.
Some solid moves here with the Pent quad rockets to shoot, and there's a pause coming out.
Okay.
All right, this gives us some breathing space to talk about what happened with that Pent, and also the difference in frags right now is staggering.
Yes.
Because
we're on blowout levels.
It is. Blackbook have had 4 rockets against 0 for quite some time, but Suddendeath have come back. They've clawed their way back a couple of times, and they were prepared for the Pent. They were there. They were on top of it. And they didn't get to hold it.
No, I think Carapace was not that stacked. I don't think he had a lot of armor. So Jave shooting and probably some support from a fellow SG or so got him down quite quickly. And then Reppy was there. Jave went up, shot 1 or 2 shots, went back. Someone else pops into Reppy's screen. He gets distracted. Then Jave goes back up again to get the first shot, and he goes down. You know, it's brilliantly played when you think about it.
Yeah,
because you can only shoot at one person at a time, right? Well, if you're not standing on top of each other, then you can.
That's a philosophical Quake question right there.
Yeah.
Can you shoot 2 people at once?
Yeah, I mean, if you can't, the smart thing that Java did was he went out of Reppy's field of vision entirely, and then it's
yeah, and he made the return
thing to do,
and it just right on time. It was a good play, but it felt like Suddendeath had a pretty good stack on top of the pen. Maybe they were missing like someone to spam out rockets towards the red tunnel there or something. Because it can be hard to defend a tiny space like that, of course. But if you get to shoot the enemy team, like the guy coming up from the red stairs, if you manage to shoot him like straight up into the air, he'll be gone for like a second and a half maybe, and that might give you all the time you need to just steal the pent, right? That can happen. I've seen it happen, and I've had it happen to me. But all that aside, Blackbook are still in a pretty solid lead with about 60 frags here, as Melton picks up another RL and a couple of frags onto BPS a couple of times. All right, it's going to be a transfer over for Say. Let's jump on over to where Carapace is. He's outside tower. Going to navigate his way up to the quad here. A bit early. Gets a backstab onto Say. And a great kill just before the quad. Gets a shot onto Jave as well, but Milton's lurking underneath. And that's a quad stolen. Didn't get to...
And a rocket stolen as well.
Exactly.
Or denied, rather.
And I mean, at this point, if you're really trying as Suddendeath to close this gap that Blackbook has built over the last 11 minutes, you really got to utilize all the resources and take those quads to deny everything. Like, split up your stacks of weapons. One for Red Tower and one for Cathedral, and have a boomstick per player to support them. And just, like, point out where enemies are coming from, or whatever tactics you may utilize to just guarantee that you are the ones picking up the RLs.
Yeah, you know, if you have nothing better to do, denying resources is, of course, a prime objective. In general terms, yes, but 12 minutes in, 70 frags behind, it's going to take more than denying the enemy resources to turn this around and win. There has to be something spectacular. Someone has to step up. And now we see 4 rockets on Suddendeath versus 3 on the other side here.
Yeah, it is close right now, but look at the stacks as well, because BPS and Carapace both have reds. Jave is super well positioned here to try and disturb as much as possible over a tower. The tower RL is going to spawn, but is it an easy pickup here for Team Suddendeath? Absolutely not. Carapace will eliminate a teammate that gets chased out of tower. If you're Suddendeath at this point, they are really working their way around the map with the stacks that they have, but they are losing quite a lot as well, as Carapace serves a rocket in the back of his teammate Reppy there, and quad is coming up. No chance for Suddendeath to make it over there. It's going to be a Blackbook quad yet again.
Yeah, and if it is the case that Suddendeath loses and Blackbook wins this one, meaning Blackbook takes a lead by 2 maps in this best of 5, it would mean that Suddendeath get... Oh, hello.
Oh my god!
Nice shot.
Launched into outer space.
Just pouring salt into Carapace's wounds at the moment now. Getting shot by, boomstick killed in the air isn't the most.
And look at this resource control right now for Black Book. Absolutely stunning. And Reppy will get an elimination onto Wimpy. There you go with the Dutch fight. The sort of battle within the battle.
Yeah, and if it's someone who can turn things around, it is this gentleman here, because he has played so many games on the highest level and performed, not just online, but on LAN, on the big stage. And for those of you that know him, have met him, there are no visible nerves. The calmest person you'll ever find.
Yeah, it's crazy when I've played with or versus Reppy, and he has said, "Oh, I got a bit worried there." He says it with a voice that is like, "What do you mean worried? It sounds like you're making tea." But yeah, this time around, they are early. They are stacked on top of the pent. Yeah. Let's see if they can close this gap. I mean, 80 frags between them almost. But it's going to be an easy pen pickup for BPS, probably for the better, because Reppy did have some armor and stuff left. And a great attempt.
He needs that. That quad is as important as the pent at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
If you want to win, if you want to turn this around, you need to start getting that frag engine going, locking down the positions. Of course, first, killing the enemy weapons. Yeah, and Milton is in tower, stacked to his teeth.
We are really talking about important frags to pick up here. And if BPS can catch all of the... Look at that! Milton escapes with the ring over Cathedral.
I'm going to start calling Milton Frodo, man, because he always has the ring on every map when you play him. Seriously. That's his new nickname.
You think he'll like that nickname?
I don't think so. But I'm not getting paid for this, right? So I have to get something, and I think it's fair that I get to call him Frodo.
Yeah, if you get to call him Frodo, I'll call Wimpy Boromir, because he gets corrupted by the power or something. All right, Milton, over at red.
Yeah, I'm sad to see BPS is dead, because if there was anything that looked like a spark on Suddendeath's side, it was that quad pentron.
I mean,
no.
Yeah, he could have. So there's a lot of coulda, shoulda, wouldas involved in pent quad runs like that, because what you really need is effective communication from your teammates to be like, enemies here, this is safe.
Yeah.
Do not approach the area that is safe. If you have a rocket that's holding shit down, by the way, impressive kill by Andy onto Milton right there. Oh my god, the return rocket fire from Yavia from underneath. Holy shit. But if you have that stuff guaranteed, you are... What are you doing? I get interrupted by all these magical and unrealistic plays that are happening left and right here, but whatever. I'll continue with my train of thought, which I've forgotten now. What was that talking about?
I shoulda, woulda, couldas with pen.
Yes, exactly. Sorry. So the coulda, shoulda, wouldas that exist when you have a quad pen run, especially in a map that is so easily accessible as Schloss is. You can rocket jump across the entire freaking map, right?
Yeah.
And you can do it in 0.5 seconds. Get from one end of the map to the other. And you need the clearest of communication from your teammates to where you can go. And at that point, when you have an enemy ring that's just hiding around, it's going to be impossible to catch him if you're chasing everyone else, right? And trying to guarantee whatever you can for your team at that point, because you're already behind 80 frags. And with 2 minutes left to spare, there's not a world where they can get this back.
No, it's over. But I think you're making a very good point in regards to the importance of adapting your comms to whatever situation is at hand. So if someone has been able to get the pent and has it and is looking for enemies, that's what you should be talking about. But at the same time, it's not just the information where the enemy is, but it's also where he isn't.
Right. Yeah.
Because that'll save the pent guy or quad guy in your team time not to go there and look because they're not there. Then he'll know, okay, that let's deduct. If he's not at tower, well, then there's not that many places he could be.
Yeah.
So don't just remain silent. Say what's safe, and even if it's not safe, if you're just running by, I will. When people shout, "Where the hell is the quad?" I'll say, "Well, he's not in big," And that's not because I'm annoyed, it's because I know that's valuable information. DPS is swinging some kind of a sword here.
Oh! What a quad rocket! Through the chandelier into the feet of Yahweh. Yep. It is impressive. Like, I love seeing those shots being hit, like connecting on the first attempt. It's satisfying every time.
It is, yeah, because you know how difficult it is.
Exactly. 4-pack left on a red here, and they are just spamming down. I was gonna say earlier, it got really quiet for a while when both teams only had the one rocket per team, but the final score is here. It's gonna be 238 versus 175 in favor of Black Book.
Yeah, and that isn't in itself that big of a win in terms of frag difference.
It's nothing crazy.
I don't think so, right? No, but it's not in this map. On this map, it wasn't necessarily the frag difference. It is who is holding the stick, right? Who was dictating the pace of most of the game, and that was very solidly and consistently so. Black Book.
Impressive stats from BPS right here. Him and Yabe had a quarter and a 7, but RL Killer 17 on BPS. That is quite a lot.
That is nuts, yeah.
Like, I would say that like 12 to 15 is high, and anything above that is very high still, even if it's Schloss.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to figure out here, what was I looking for? You mentioned some stat that I was going to try and look for.
I mentioned it?
Maybe you didn't. Maybe I was just thinking it. Can't remember. Whatever. Oh yeah,
it's a great way to go with
I was going to continue on your train of thought there, because we had 2 pence per team and 2 rings per team, which is, even Steven. But we had 14 quads on Black Book.
Yeah.
That is a hell of a lot of quads. Even if you just denied it. That's a favor for both teams, but if you're denying it for the enemy team and your Black Book and stealing one of those quads, it's going to count, of course. It's going to look a bit off in the stats.
But Peppa, I'm sorry, but you like the other way around as well. Mm-hmm. You said 14 quads to Black Book, right?
Yeah.
And I remember off the top of my head that, that means that Suddendeath got 6.
Yeah.
I remember from top of my head that they denied, that took at least 2 quads of those 6 were just take it, die.
Yeah.
Nothing achieved except the steal, the denial. That leaves 4 potential quad runs. And I can't swear on my life that they were, any real quad runs.
No, not all of them were successful in Black Book's favor as well. We had I think Say stole one and died immediately, and I think it was Wimpy or Milton died to a teammate with one of the quads over Cathedral. So at least 2 or 3 of them were like not active quads, but if we're counting those stats, it's 4 against like 13 maybe.
Yeah.
Of like active quad runs.
And that is crazy. Like, that's a total domination type of thing going on there, being shown in the stats.
Yeah.
Pepe, before we see the third game here and hopefully get to see
one more,
a more even one, I would like to now ask the viewers and you for number 2 in terms of matchups from Division 1 since the beginning of the year. Prague official, doesn't matter. They have the closest, like the smallest frag difference on average across all their games and maps.
Oh my.
We had Axe and TSQ on the 3rd spot with 58.
Oh my, what can it be?
Good evening, say. Well played.
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be Suddendeath and Slackers. Maybe, just maybe, they beat each other like with convincing wins every so often on both sides, and then the rest of the games are very close.
You know, surprisingly so. I'm not going to sit here with these stats and pretend like I've known this since I was born, right? I was as surprised as anyone else. But in the top 5, none of those clans are.
Oh.
Not Slackers, not Book, not Suddendeath, not no. So.
Okay, then I'm gonna guess it's Bear Balalaika on the one side, and the other I do not know.
Oh.
Anyway,
now I will reveal it after this map. So let's see here.
All right, Carapace with the quad pickup here. E1M2 has started. We're about 15 seconds in, and there is not a rocket alive. It died, and there was no pack given. So Carapace might have a good time here to actually go from yellow over to RL. Does he have the time? Does he have a teammate there to help out? Milton's over there. He's going to fall. And Andy graciously drops the RL to the quadded teammate of Carapace. And great work here. Oh, slight mishap, but that's fine. He's going to be on time for the next yellow as well. No, he is not. It's going to get stolen. That is quite interesting. He lost the yellow, and the enemy team should know that he lost the yellow. All they could do right now is go for the RL, which they have done. They have it on Wimpy. Or try to actually flood out Carapace. They will do not that. They will steal the quad for free. If it's for free, then it's not a steal. Can you steal something that's free, Serial?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's a philosophical question, but
yeah.
Is it free if someone else paid taxes for it?
Oh,
and you
well,
didn't?
oh.
You know, you still kind of steal it, so.
That's even further. Oh, look at that! Pack dropped by Carapace over GL. Wimpy returning back up on yellow here. And this time it was Say that left the playing field in giving his spot up to Step Cop.
Yeah, and I think you can see there's anger in Wim's movement here for not being able to persuade the other guys that not Say, but Wim could actually rest on E1M2 here. He doesn't want to play this game.
No.
Or this map, rather.
No, that's very true. Anyway, Quad's going to go to Milton. He is in a really good time before this next RL. Did recognize there was an enemy RL over at GA Bridge there, over at Spikes. But look at that. Milton's going to go down. And BPS challenging Wimpy here. I'm not sure if he really needed to go in and shoot boomsticks over there. Because, like, he already must have known that yellow was taken already. Must have known. Anyway, theory crafting aside, we're looking at a pretty close game. We are tied. Not anymore, but we were tied for a second there. Frags are really close. 3 minutes played, and Quad is coming up here. BPS is on top of it. Does not get the quad. Does not get the kill. And... oh, maybe he did get the kill, but Step Cup now has an RL. I think that was a transfer.
Yeah, and there's talk in the chat here about E1M2 being the only map that BB dropped to some... I don't know who it was. It was some band of amazing players who beat them on that map. Let's not... yeah.
Step Cup now getting the support that he needs to get back into yellow. It's going to be up in about 5 seconds here. However, it seems like Suddendeath aren't really trying to give it to him for free. They're stacked up here at GL now as well. Holy shit, that's almost the entire team over at GL trying to deny
he
step
stepped
up and
out.
the exit.
Not gonna go in there.
Yep, you're not getting the quad, buddy. All ours. All right. Reppy jumping quickly right on here. Eliminate Step Cop from the battlefield. 2 RL still, though, for Milton and Yave. Holding over at SSG and Door. So they're around GA, but Reppy will have a rocket launcher in 5 seconds. Possibly the best chance right now is for Suddendeath to keep Yellow safe as much as they can. They will take it. Andy has it.
Did the Reppy on Reppy? Did you see that?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, he barely showed his face, and the face was served a rocket. Holy shit, another one!
Reppy's getting out Reppy right and left.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, and I mean, he needs to flip that rocket launcher upside down and use it as a torch and yell to his buddies, "Follow me. We need to do something here." And the destination is quad.
Easy quad pickup here for Carapace, but he's a bit locked inside the cage, despite all his rage. 2 RLs and a quad for Suddendeath here. Time to make a play. Should be quite easy to guarantee themselves the rest of the playing field over here at GL and Yellow now that they have 2 rockets. Quad has run out though, but the only rockets in Blackbook's team are right now at SSG and Start with no armor. Question is, right now at this point, Reppy really needs to find himself over to the Yellow here and not take too much damage. He has a Mega, so he has all the possibilities to do so. There you go. Wait, what? No, that was Wimpy just came in and stole it. Holy shit.
Yeah.
What the hell was that? I guess he might be the Flying Dutchman after all.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, when you're 2 meters tall, you're kind of flying all the time. In a way. And you know, now it's 76 to 79. Insignificant frag difference. Suddendeath is looking way more stable than they have in the previous games. Then again, at this minute, I would say most of the other games were still rather even.
It is quite interesting to see that there are now still 2 rockets per team, even though the rocket has spawned at least twice since I last brought it up. One goes down for Blackbook right here. I don't know who killed him. It must have been Reppy. Yeah, Reppy eliminated Step Cop. And he's out hunting. Let's try and find Reppy's POV here. He's over at Mega. Having a good old time over there. Quad, of course, picked up by Carapace. Ooh, gets served a pine right to the face. Now pushed out of Yellow. Is this the chance where Yave can find any way over through spikes here? I doubt it. He's quite locked down here in Start. Carapace won't push through. But solid
patient though.
Yeah, Yave really peeked out at the perfect timing there to get a shot onto Carapace.
Comes out on top, I would say.
Absolutely. Still a lot of armor intact. And he's found his way over to Mega. Pretty good timing on that. Milton has a rocket as well. Just trying to figure out where the hell he is. Right here, we're at green. Only 1 rocket left, though. Not great. At this point, he might want to try and steal rockets, but how will he get there? They're all over at GL, basically. So there's not a lot of choices for him. Well, Quad was picked up by Carapace. Let's go over to his POV. Right there, we see a buckshot kill onto Step Cop. Finds an enemy rocket inside Mega. Needs to try and find his way back to Yellow and not die here. Random boomstick spawners might eliminate him if he's not careful.
I mean, did you see how he stopped after getting hit by that rocket and kind of walked back and forth for half a second to Mega? I you know, he must have taken a nuclear bomb worth of energy so as to not stop himself from going in there. You could tell that he really wanted to.
Unleash me.
Yeah. And now he's back.
Good shots here
Yave
as
is
well.
holding it down.
He's really trying to get those, squeeze in those like flick shots in towards the Mega guy standing there defending. Of course, that was probably Yave, who has a Mega right now over a quad. He's very early. He's going to go down to BPS. That's a pack generated as well. So 2 rockets now from Black Book, 3 even over here at quad. But Carapace with the cleanup man himself. Does he get it? No, Yave picked up the pack and killed Carapace. Quad over. 1 rocket per team right now.
They seem to be very lonely there, Yave, for a while. Did a lot of damage. Stepcop came in the last second, but it was a bit too late. Ultimately, kind of turns out to be a bit of a reset, that quad.
Oh, great shots. Andy and Melting both go down. Everybody dies yet again. BPS has a rocket, 35 HP. We'll leave a pack over GL and the other rocket right now. Oh, it went to Wimpy. The pack went to Wimpy. Yave over here at start with a fresh rocket. Not a lot of HP, but what can he do with it? Mega's coming up soon.
Yeah.
Solo rocket
Suddendeath
on
has
field.
moving towards the rocket sort of section, and if they can hold on to those, they will be dangerously stacked.
It's pretty good timing here for Yave to pick up the Mega just before the quad, but there are 2 yellow armors from Suddendeath marching their way right into the quad here. Yave does get the quad pickup, but he's going to die immediately because he had no rockets left, and Carapace does have one, does have the rockets. Yellow secured for his teammates. Whoopsie.
Oh no.
Oh my god, oh my god!
Oh, yeah, that snowballed.
And
If he
who
hadn't
gets
missed
the
that
pack?
one, I mean, he may have actually survived.
Oh, Melton got the pack, but Andy got the yellow, so we're all square now again. Reppy with the fresh rocket pickup, he goes down as well. Pack picked up by Melton. So 1 more rocket on the field, 1 last rocket on the field right now. It's going to be in Melton's hands. He's over here at start, trying to survive.
Yeah, holding his breath.
Oh, I was going to say, be careful with that one. Little trap set up here by Melton. Carapace to sniff him out. Over here at start, down at 3 HP. And Melton survives. Yave gets the quad for free. This might turn around for Blackwood right now. They're only down by 10 frags. Doper Gamer, this is the single player map. E1M2.
Yeah, it is the only one of the still kind of popularly played maps that comes from the single player pool. What's going on at Spikes, Pepe?
I don't know. I hate taking that path in towards yellow. I hate it. If I'm carrying a weapon and I'm trying to actually go that way inside, every time I'm second guessing it because I'm like, no, if I just get like a bad angle or a bad hit in the side by one of those nails, I'm toast. But these guys are fearless.
I thought about Spikes and going there just, I think, yesterday. And what came to mind was, it was Mutilators. He did a quad run on QH LAN, I believe it was.
Oh yeah.
Where he just ran, like, across the whole map, ended up in Mega. And yeah, that stuck with me. Such an amazing player.
Absolutely. Shout out Mutilator. But holy, Carapace somehow... I thought for sure he would make a greater effort of pushing the yellow here, but now seeing the stack over at Black Book, they have 2 weapons. I mean, 2 yellows. One of them is over at GL, of course, Wimpy with the RL, and Melton with the second yellow, on his way over to RL right now, and Carapace only has the Mega. He's solo around this area. Needs teammates to show up immediately for this quad.
147 to 146. Dead even. 13 minutes, 15 seconds. Carapace has the quad and a Mega.
Does eliminate an enemy. I don't know if that was an RL though.
And he has intent to square this thing out.
Carrier is here,
map.
right? Oh, pack generated. Perfect play there by Carapace. He's no slouch when it comes to holding down the fort here. He's the teammate over at Mega. That's going to be fine. And back to yellow we go.
Is this when the carrier is coming online, Peppa?
Oh, I think so. bit of a couple of accidents there with the explosions. Oh, yeah, again.
A couple of accidents on the way coming here, so the carrier is.
Oh no! And that's gonna be Milton. He's gonna see who did take out the enemy RL over at Mega. He still has some of it left before the quad here, but Reppy now with the yellow gonna try and contest him. DPS as well. Milton goes down. Quad in favor of Suddendeath right here. As the solo rocket on the field is Wimpy over GL. Oh my God, Reppy, no! That's not
Give it away.
Not exactly what he needed.
Somehow you ever saw that one.
Yeah. I mean, I bet
It's almost like the wind blows at yellow. Have you ever felt like that? You kind of. It's like there must have been some gust of wind that made it so I wasn't able to get that yellow that I was so confident that I was gonna get all alone in this room, and then somebody just comes in and takes it from you.
Yeah, and it's always uphill both ways.
Like a fucking USB.
I was thinking more about
matter.
your parents' trip to school. But also, I'm not wrong. It is uphill both ways.
Yeah. True.
Anyway, quad is coming up. Milton's nowhere to be seen. BPS pushing over into Stepcop's face, and it's going to be a quad still for BB. They get it somehow. Felt like Suddendeath were so many boomstickers nearby to actually steal it. They did not get it. They have a rocket in Reppy's hands right now, though. No yellow for you, Wimpy. You're only a lonely boomstick. Let's try and figure out where Reppy is. He's over at Mega, of course. He's going to have that locked down right now. Oh, that was a sneaky little push there by Stepcop. Actually pushing towards Mega as the solo rocket on his team. I see Milton with a second pickup, but Reppy needs a lot of help to push through yellow here. I don't know if they have the timing of it.
Yeah, and he has to do something. We're starting to get that point where I think we're already there. If not, we will be momentarily when you feel the weight.
Oh, what a great pack generated by Reppy over yellow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Someone need to get their butt there.
The timing is impeccable.
Yeah.
They have the pack right now, and they have BPS on quad. Oh, no. No, they don't.
No. Yeah, we just destroyed him.
Shot in the back. Carapace low on rockets. Not for long, though. 2 rockets per team. Reppy really needs to find his way back over to yellow, but look at that. Carapace also found a fight over at GL.
That sweet, comforting sound when someone has just called out enemy quad.
And Carapace...
Someone else just says, dead.
Carapace has to drop down. No rockets left. Not a lot of armor left either. Reppy here over at crossing before the quad in a pretty awkward spot. Can he get back in there? Because he really needs to. They're down, I mean, 15 frags at this point. Reppy does get the quad.
And I mean, you can do 10 frags in a minute on E1 M2 if you really.
Oh, for sure. It's not over yet.
Sure. You can do that, but
He's
if
gonna
the
have
other
to push
team
in
is
here.
stacked up and have weapon and holding down a place on the map, then you're not going to do that.
Yeah, but he's also
You're not gonna
denied
be able to do that.
any entry because he's lacking the rockets and the HP to actually push into Mega. Does get the RL kill onto Step Cup though, but look at that.
This week.
Eliminated, and Carapace solo rocket versus 4 right now for Black Book. This is not looking great.
No, there's no chance unless something miraculously stupid happens here where they kill each other by accident or something. But
I mean,
they're
there
not
is a
going to do
world
that.
where they serve Reppy the quad right now because he has a boomstick. That would be a good choice, and then Carapace can, or just do
There
this.
is no such world, Pepe.
No, apparently not. Whoops.
Oh no.
That might be the nail in the coffin right there for Suddendeath.
Yeah,
They
it is.
Might have just lost it right there.
Yeah, I would make the case that it was earlier, but if there was any air left in the lungs, they got pushed out right there.
It is strange because there was a world where I could see Carapace absolutely jumping in and destroying 2 RLs in Mega right there, and actually turning the game around or taking it to overtime. But man, I did not expect that to happen. And Milton right now standing tall over at yellow here does eliminate 2 enemies as well, pushing the frags a bit more in their favor. Just before the last quad. Is there any way Andy can actually save his team with this quad? I have a hard time believing so. Too many frags apart. Not possible. 30 seconds left to go. One final push here by Andy on the quad. Oh, whoops. Oh my god. What?
Yeah. I mean, you got to give it to the guys for putting up a better fight on E1 M2 than on the other maps. This has been exciting all the way to the end, basically.
For sure. DM3 had its glorious moments, but unfortunately it didn't hold for too long. At like minute 12 it was over and we see Suddendeath leave the server immediately. GGs are called. Winners of Division 1 in TB4+1 is going to be Blackbook. Congratulations to Milton, Stepcop, Wimpy, Say, and Yave, of course. What an exciting turn of events here, really. 3-0. I know some people called it, and some people are always on the side of...
you mean, by some people, you mean me also, right? I'm right over here. Pepe.
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna glaze you later. Calm down. But yeah, it is. I did not expect a 3-0 sweep. I really didn't.
I didn't either, to be honest. Even though I thought BB would win, I was not expecting another 3-0. Right? That is a bit too much, and you know. I have to get this out of my system, and that is that the number 2 of the trivia was actually my own home. Hell Express. Yep. HX and Cough.
What?
Where we have a 49 average frag difference in the games we have played. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, and you know, you shouldn't forget Koff is I think Koff is very close. You know, they are right around where we are in that sort of 4, 5, 6 spot. But yeah, should we do the last one maybe?
Yeah,
let's get it out of our system. So you kind of touched upon it, Pepe, there earlier. It is 3B and GG.
It is. I was sure it was going to be 3B, but not GG.
Yep. 35 frag difference on average between the two.
Well,
that is disgustingly close, yeah.
There you have it, ladies and gents. Some pretty interesting stats. Thank you so much, Siri.
Hey, it's just the beginning. We'll be doing more of that. But what happens now, Pepe? What's up with QW, Quakeworld? Summer is here.
We still have some games, dude. We still have Koff versus Ving in Division 1. We still have Axeman versus Beer Balalaika to play, and Tribe of Chernobyl against GG to play as well. And don't forget, there's also a 3rd place match in Division 1 that's going to be Hell Express versus Slackers. All great games to be had. All great games. And in Division 2, there's Pineapple Express versus Aim for Kill, and then there's Retro Rockets Green versus Falling in Reverse. So there are more games happening. It's not really the end of the season, but we're approaching it very quickly. And there's going to be some games coming up very, very soon. Axeman versus Beer Balalaika is happening tomorrow. And in 4 days, you are playing Slackers. The bronze game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be... we're sniffing... we've been sniffing out there that they're in sort of... shaken mode right now, and we're gonna take advantage of that.
Oh yeah,
you heard it here first.
I mean, pretty exciting stuff, right? Season's not entirely over, but if you're feeling like you want to participate more in Quakeworld action during the summer, there is a bunch of maps being released, and they need play testers. So if you feel like you really want to test out some new maps during the summer, that's happening for the 30 Quakeworld's 30-year anniversary thingy majig. That's happening,
Wow.
and there's some more stuff probably happening in the summer that there will be some mixes and stuff. You'll see me and Zerial around servers a bunch of times.
Oh yeah.
All
We
right.
will.
I mean, I guess we're ready to call it. Thanks, everyone. Thank Overflow. Oh, Zunito in the stream chat.
Hey.
What's up, dude? Nice.
Come back.
I mean,
Stay
yeah,
around.
come back. And also, what's up, Nofa, Edwin, John, Salmon, Jormund, good to have you. Zerial, of course, always with me here. I see you in the chat, so I just read your name. Sailorman, Yavosk, Paniagua, Spox, Shaka, everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. It's so good to see you all. It's been a really great season so far. We're still not done, but we're finished with the grand finals.
Yeah, and you know, thanks to Yavulst and the team.
Hell yeah.
Yourself included, Pep, and also to the guys in Book and Suddendeath who gave us another final. And congratulations to Milton and the guys, and also to Suddendeath.
Oh, for sure.
Quick disconnect from the service there, so I feel with them.
Still a big congrats on the silver medal for Suddendeath. I mean, they played well during the season. They had a lot to catch up in the end there before the group stages were done, and they got some games played, and here we are. They ended up in the grand finals anyway. Well, very well played.
Indeed.
And also, thanks all the viewers for watching. It's great to have you. It feels like this community is thriving still after 30 years.
We're not going anywhere.
Hell no, man. Hell no. I'll see you on the next cast, right, Zero?
You bet.
Absolutely.
You bet, Pepe. Stay in touch, man.
I will. All right, any last words before we close this out?
I think I just said them, and that's that. We're not going anywhere.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Thank you, Zero. It's been a pleasure as always.
Thanks, Pepe. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Cheers.
Oops. I just hung up on him a bit too quickly there because my clicky mouse. Of course, as always, I've been Pepe. You've been wonderful. Thank you for tuning into the stream. Love to see you here in the chat, Zunito. I hope we'll see you on the servers in a team sometime in the near future. Welcome to Dorper Gamer as well for tuning in for the games here. And a bunch of people that I saw chatting for the first time. Pretty cool to see. Icky Z as well. And yeah, I know, Link, you called it early. But I did not expect that result. I gotta tell you. It's been so fun casting games again during this season. I really gotta hand it to everyone pulling the strings behind the Quakeworld scene. It's so fun to be part of this, to be able to do something, give it back to the community. Let's raid someone. Hey, who's this? Someone's mapping here? We got someone playing Quake 1. I'm guessing for the first time. Should we raid someone? Who should we raid? Let's just do this. Depop. All right. Tell the man. Quakeworld is a great scene. It's a place of love. And everyone's welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.
think I understand now. Hey Pepe, thank you for the raid. We basically just finished this. I'm really sorry about it. I'm just trying to get like because on Mazo's map I only got 3 out of 5 secrets, so I kind of wanted to see if I can basically no clip through that through them. We just did that. I didn't get the secret trigger here for whatever fucking reason. So this thing opened.
ليس لهم ذنب أبدا هم صغار سن.
Tjena Peppe. Tjena. Ja, tack. Kändes fan inte så. Men det är vad det är liksom. Tuffa tider för en del. Kom in lite på sniskar också. Thank you GT.